I've been producing for over 6 years, and this year has not only been my most successful so far, but also the most fulfilling. I made some banger videos and beats, cooked up hundreds of loops, made thousands of dollars online with my music. I made some really cool songs. And I was able to help out a lot of producers on their own journey. But it wasn't always like that. I was once a guy who scrolled through Instagram and YouTube all day long, watching all these producers get the placements, get these cool songs, while I was still struggling to get my 808s in key. If you tell me to break it down to one habit that made all that possible, it's the one that I will share with you in this video. It is one that completely changed my life and made it possible for me to achieve all these things and many more in the future. And I'm sure if you have this same habit, it will help you too. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was making beats for a couple of years and I was posting these tutorials for a couple of years. And a lot of these tutorials got thousands of views. I was able to realize some success with my music, but somehow I wasn't happy with my approach and the way that I was working on music at that time. I felt like making these tutorials wasn't the right thing for me anymore. It took me a lot of time and I had to invest a lot of energy in order to get one of these videos done. I was always into content creation and I knew that I wanted to keep going and make content as a producer, and about that time I had the idea of making a video where I DM as much people as possible within a week and try to get a placement. I wanted to create value for everyone who watched the video and at the same time push my own music career and do things in the video that could potentially have an impact on it. The video absolutely flopped at the beginning, but it was one of the most fun videos I've ever recorded, and that's when I made this major change with my content that I'm always referring to. By putting out 2 to 3 tutorials per week for a long period of time, I made a lot of beats only for the videos. I had no artist to send them to, I had no place where I could market them, so I made them for the video and then nothing happened with those beats. And I think it's the same for a lot of guys that only focus on tutorials, which is totally fine, but that's not what I wanted to achieve with my music. So when I stopped posting tutorials, I had way more time to actually make music that I wanted to make. It's not like I did not enjoy making the beats for the videos, but I've definitely made some of those beats because I thought people might be interested on how to make that style. And in my opinion, the content switch was the turning point. Once I did that, it completely changed my life. That's when my beats and loops significantly got better. I finally took the time to develop my sound and create habits and routines to get better every single day. A big part of it is well documented on my YouTube channel, and that's probably where you know me from. The whole story of me starting my Typee channel and documenting it. I would actually like to know if that's the case. Like, which was the first video you have seen of me? I would actually love to know when you started to watch my videos. Maybe you are one of the few guys who was tapping into my tutorials and now watches this type of content. If you are, I really appreciate that. And even though I was making no money before the content switch and I had no idea on how to make money, I was enjoying making music so much and I always believed that I'm capable of making money with it and potentially make it full-time, that I've never stopped working, even though I didn't know how to get to my goal. This is what got me to the point where I'm at now. It's not that I'm the most talented or that I have the hardest loops or the hardest beats. It is that I've never stopped, even though I didn't know how to achieve my goals. The only difference between today's spring and the spring of 1 year ago is essentially the information advantage. I did not know 1 year ago what I know today, but trying it out, even though I did not have the information, is what got me to this point. One of the questions that I get asked the most on Instagram, if you want to check out my Instagram, it's spryng040, is whether you should quit your Typee channel or not. And of course, that always depends a little bit on the specific situation that you are in. My answer is always something like, if you do quit the channel, what would you do different with the next one? What kind of information that you didn't have with the first channel would you put into the strategy of the new channel? The reason why I told you the story of how I switched my content is because I want to show you how important it is every time you are stuck to find a strategy that works for you and gets you closer to your goal than the old one. Quitting your Typee channel does only make sense if the strategy of the new channel is different. Otherwise, you can't expect a different result if you do the exact same things you did before. If you want to sell a lot of beats and you plan to do it through getting views on your YouTube channel, but it does not work, you gotta switch the strategy and find a new way until it works. For example, add email marketing, or you do what I did in the video, you DM 150 people in a week and see if you can sell beats to them. Then you don't need the YouTube channel. By the way, you can find the link to the video in the video description. Never get your eyes off the goal, eyes on the prize. But if something is in your way, don't take it as an excuse to stop. Move it out the way or find a new way. That's what it is all about. I wanted to find a way to make money with music and build a personal brand as a producer. After 2 or 3 years of posting tutorials and making no money and having no brand, I decided that that's maybe not the way. So I took some time, started to work on my sound design skills, and put out some really good kits. If you want to check out my kits, I got my drum kit and my loop kit linked in the video description. Insane value for the price. And I also got my free loop kits linked there as well. And I wanted to make some money, so I started to sell beats and sell those kits. When I first tried to sell beats, I was begging the people to take the beats for 10 bucks. And now I'm selling licenses for 100 bucks and people are actually buying them. 2 or 3 years ago, I would have not believed that this is going to happen. To always keep going is what gets you to this point. And as long as you decide that it is not over, then it isn't over. When I dropped out of university, my parents asked me how long I would give myself to pursue music. And my answer was, as long as it takes. If you know your goal, you will find the way. And if your goal is to sell more beats, I mean, when I think about it, that's probably the goal of everyone, but yeah, if your goal is to sell more beats and grow your type beat channel, but somehow you struggle to keep up with daily beat uploads, then you better watch this video.